Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse. We live post game Kentucky, Georgia. Kentucky dropped another one, 68-75 on the road to a Georgia team that I definitely expected us to win against. Actually, I was a little scared whenever I realized that we wasn't gonna have Severe Wheeler and CJ Frederick. I was definitely a little worried, and I don't know what happened to Cason Wallace, but I don't know if Cason Wallace is battling some injury still. I don't know if he just was worn out. But that's the worst that Cason Wallace has looked since he's been at Kentucky. 5 points, 3 rebounds. I mean, he had 6 assists, but he just wasn't nowhere near impactful like he normally is. Yeah, Martin, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking his back must have been giving him some issues because he just didn't look active. Like, he looked like he didn't even really want to be involved in the game. Like, he was standing around more than I ever seen him stand around. He wasn't really attacking at all. He ended up with a couple little scrap points at the end of the game, but he just he wasn't able to make nothing happen. It really wasn't a whole lot positive to take away from his game. I mean, Antonio Reeves played okay. He played exceptional in the first half, and then he played pretty average, I guess average at best in the second half. He ended up with 20 and 6 rebounds. He kept us in the game in the first half, but we needed a whole lot more out of him. Oscar kind of had a little bit of a weird game to me because he still ended up with 20 points and 14 rebounds. I think he had 4 assists and 4 blocks. So if you wasn't really watching the game, it kind of felt like he was, if you just look at the numbers, it looked like he was super impactful, like he was making a whole lot happen. But if you was really watching it, he still had another one of them struggle games, man. I don't know what done happened to my guy Oscar, but he just I don't know if he's pressing too much. I don't know if he's just that thing that happens to these Kentucky kids when the spotlight get on them. Maybe he's going through that where now he never really had people questioning him while he's been here, and now people's questioning his work ethic. People's questioning if he's mentally focused. Maybe the pressure is getting to him, but these last several games, man, he just looked like he don't even look remotely close to the same player. Martin said the offense playing scared like robots. They definitely were today, man. Like, it was the only one. I'll say Reeves was kind of getting busy a little bit in the first half. Chris Livingston did some positive things. He still can play better. But you know how I always been saying that I think he picks up his dribble too fast when he goes to the rack. Today, he actually kept his dribble, and he was like giving himself 1 or 2 more bounces before he would pop up in the rim and dunk. And I think that's, as long as he does that, I think he will, I think he'll finish better around the rim, because I feel like he just always leaves himself hanging too short when he tries to jump too far away from the basket. So I like to see him take him extra 1 or 2 dribbles and then pop straight up, use his strength and his athleticism. Reese said we got to fire Coach Cal now. This is what I want to ask you, right? Seeing how some of these guys are playing, do y'all feel like it's mostly Cal's fault, or do you kind of feel like the players just playing bad? Like, see, I'm kind of stuck in the middle right now, because I definitely feel like he could coach them a little better. But I feel like they just playing like trash. Bradley said, "Boo, Cal." Lady bass player said, "No tournament." Yeah, I feel like it's this is the one game that every, Lenardi and all them is saying, if Kentucky lose this one, they out of there. And we lost it. So at this point, we are not in the tournament. Now, I do think that we got an outside possibility if we fight back and win some of the next couple of games. We could maybe work our way back in it. But I don't know if we lost to Georgia, that's one of the ones that I was anticipating that we was going to win. So if we can't get that one, then who knows what's going to happen for the rest of the schedule. We may, we're going to definitely probably lose 10 games. One of my partners that I talked to, he's a Louisville fan. But he seems to be pretty unbiased as far as the Kentucky thing goes. And he told me right after the first couple games that we was going to lose 10 games. And I said, I ain't really necessarily sure about that. But now it's looking like we definitely going to lose 10 games. J24 said the free throws killed us, but we was just not tough in the paint. I agree. Kentucky definitely was playing soft today on both sides of the court. The thing that I seen is, like, it just seemed like Georgia's guys were just more willing to fight through the contact to try to get to some of their spots and scrap harder. Like, they might have missed some bunnies around the basket. They missed several bunnies around the basket, but they just seemed like they was playing harder, like they was more active, trying to hustle, trying to bang. Kentucky guys just seemed like they was giving up on plays too easy. A lot of times, when we shoot long range baskets, it's only really Oscar in there trying to rebound. It's not really, they don't have a whole bunch of people crashing the boards trying to get some offensive rebounds. Sweat said no effort. Yeah. Nah, man, they played soft. They played scared. They was playing like they was afraid to lose, but that ended up making them play worse to me. They if you just watch them, a whole lot of the plays they was making was just so nonchalant. Just some of the passing, it was so like telegraphed. It was like they was, like they was just going through the motions. Like they catch the ball and they know, like, I'm just passing it to this guy. I'm not even going to turn and look and see what the defense is doing. I'm just going to catch the ball and pass it, get it out of my hands. That's what it just seemed like a whole lot of them dudes was doing. Daryl said, terrible loss, good individual players, but a poor team. Yeah, man. They got some guys, they got some talent, but they don't know how to put it together as a team. It's like people don't really know what their roles are. They don't really know what, like, I feel like they forced the ball to Oscar way too much in the first half. It's like they just come down and it's like they just the whole time they just fixated on Oscar and they just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then, boom, they just try to force it into him. It don't matter if every defender along with every spectator in the whole building is looking right at Oscar. They still going to force it into him. And it's just, it's like, come on, man. Like, y'all got to be better than that. Y'all got to have more confidence in yourself to at least try to make something happen. Like I said, we actually scored more field goals, but they got way more free throws. I didn't even pay no attention to that, actually. You would have thought that we definitely, but I mean, we kind of, it was, when was it when the game basically got away from us? About 3 minutes left. We just started doing some dumb stuff. We still got players that make some of the most, basic mistakes that hurt us. Just like, shout out to Collins. He had been playing good for the limited minutes that he had. But that offensive foul when he was setting the screen, that moving pick, that's a boneheaded play, man. Like, It just like when we do those, it just like, come on, man. Like you gotta be more focused. You gotta be better than that. Like you can't be making those type of turnovers, man. Like all you gotta do is just stay still and let the man run around you. If you don't get exactly to the spot that you want at that time, then you just gotta, we gotta regroup and then run the play again. Like, but you can't just scoot out and try to bump somebody. You know what I'm saying? And at the time when he did it, Kaysen was already around the screen. He didn't even really need to do it. Horror guy said he's so upset. Daryl said NIT. Bleed Blue said that paint defense. And look, and you know what's crazy? The paint defense was garbage. But Oscar actually had 4 blocks, believe it or not. That's wild to me that he actually got 4 blocks. But yeah, the paint defense is garbage. And a lot of the times it's just Oscar down there trying to rebound by himself. Like Toppin and those guys, they might crash a little bit here and there, but consistently, like we pretty much got one dude that's trying to rebound and everybody else is just standing around. So we're not really giving ourselves any chance. Glenn said Reeves was on fire. Yeah, Reeves was getting buckets in the first half. He was literally the only thing that kept us from getting blown out in the first half. But then the second half, like he just played average. What he have in the first half? 15, and then he only ended up with 20. We needed another one of them ones from him, like the 27 or 29. That's about what we needed from him tonight. Bleed Blue said we got 2 shot blockers on the bench. Yep. We got 2 shot blockers, but they ain't getting no clock. And y'all gotta let me know what's going on with Ware, because is Ware injured? Did I miss something? Like I'm like, damn, like Ware don't get to play no more. Like what's going on with my guy? Like y'all gotta let me know, cause whatever happened with Ware, like I ain't know what's going on with him. Woodford said, "Wow, our best shooter's going cold." Yeah, man. We except for Reeves, nobody else could even hit nothing for real. I think Livingston may have hit a 3 if I remember correctly. I ain't for sure or not. He might not have. But yeah, I knew it was gonna be tough when we didn't have Severe in there, because I knew Kaysen was gonna have to play the whole entire game because, well, I know Thero got a little bit of clock, but I gotta admit, Thero kind of let me down a little bit this game. And Martin just said that he plays hard but no production. Yeah, man. It seemed like he was a little shook up out there too. And the thing about it is, normally he plays free. He plays hard. So he was the one that it shocks me to see him like get in that robotic mode. Like he's bringing the ball down court, and it's just like he's just looking like, let me get it to Oscar. Let me get it to Oscar. And when he touched the ball, it's like he's just either passing it on the wing or he's getting it to Oscar, and then he's just standing around like. It's not really helping. Nothing really is going on. They make it way too easy on the defense to defend them, because they just don't even move around. Like they not physical. They don't move around. They don't swing the ball fast enough. They nonchalant with all they passing. Like they just throw so many passes that are just easy to steal or easy to deflect. They telegraph so many of them. Slim Reaper said the boo-boo bench crew. Martin said he think if Kyle unlocks the robot, Chris can explode. I kind of do too. I feel like Chris I feel like he can do more than he shows us, because in certain moments he can look dominant on the court. Like, he kind of, in some moments he can kind of look like Michael Kidd Gilchrist a little bit. But Gilchrist just worked way harder than him. Like Gilchrist was gonna find his way to the basketball. Gilchrist was gonna get in there and get some rebounds, get some putbacks. He's gonna get out on a fast break and make himself available for some transition buckets. Gilchrist, the difference between Gilchrist and Livingston is Gilchrist just worked way harder. But I actually think Livingston may, have a little bit more of an upside if he could just turn on the motor, because I think he already shoots better, obviously. They probably about close to the same level of athleticism. Gilchrist might be a little bit more athletic, but they in the same ballpark. Question, so ready for the season to be over. Yeah, this one has been rough on us. If we get this NIT, I think Cal should definitely accept the invitation and make them play in the NIT, because if we had to suffer through this whole entire season watching them play like garbage, watching them give up, watching them have moments where they look like they just not into it, where they don't care, then they gotta play in this NIT tournament, and we all gotta suffer together. Like they not gonna get to just walk off into the sunset, and some of them go to the pros and some of them transfer or whatever it is they're gonna do with their careers. They gotta take that last little bit of embarrassment along with us, because I can only imagine. My phone's about to start ringing. I'm about to start getting notifications where everybody's gonna be trolling me all day. So if I got to put up with that, they got to put up with that too. Woodford said Toppin missed the one-handed rebound and we literally see coach was making fun of him. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't see that though. I didn't see that one. I might have to watch a replay of the game and check that out. That's wild though. Horror guy said if we win the SEC tournament, if we win the SEC tournament, we automatically in. Yeah, for sure. But I don't think we can do it. I think we would have to get some extreme blessings from the heavens to get lucky enough to win the SEC tournament, because I just feel like it's too many teams in there that are just better than us. There's pretty much every team in the SEC on any given night is capable of beating us, but there's some teams in there that I think are just better than us, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna beat us. We would have to be playing an exceptional game, and they would have to be playing like garbage in order for us to win. So I doubt we can actually win the SEC tournament. It'd be nice if we could, I just don't think it's possible, to be honest with you though. Daryl said we got one quad one win. Yeah. Yep. It is a few high profile teams that do only have one quad win as well. I think they being a little generous to North Carolina right now, because I feel like North Carolina should be, pretty much in the same boat as we are. But we got some terrible losses on our record this year. Bleed Blue said, I hope Livingston comes back next year. Man, I'm not going to lie to you. I would love to have Livingston back another year, but I don't think he's coming back. I think even with him looking like garbage in our offense, I think he's just doing what Cal's telling him to do. But I believe that if he goes to draft workouts and, I think he'll look good in the workout. He'll look athletic. I think somebody will draft him. I don't think he'll get drafted where he probably should get drafted. Same thing with like Ty Washington, but I think he'll get drafted though in the first round, like in the bottom of the first round. Horror guy, I was saying the same thing about Lance Ware. Like I don't know if Lance is injured or like I don't know what's going. Like he looks healthy. He looks like he's sitting, he's sitting right. Like if you look where the coaches are sitting, he's sitting right next to the coaches. He looks healthy. So I don't know what's going on with Lance Ware. And I was actually feeling like Lance Ware was playing some of his best basketball at UK, and then he just went away, and I don't know what's going on. Marshman 93. Where do we go from here? Honestly, I think we go into the NIT. And like I was just saying, I think they gotta accept the invitation and go play in that tournament. Um, they gotta finish the season, even though it's embarrassing. They gotta finish the season because we stuck with them this whole year, and we watched all of these games, watched all of these heartbreaks, watched them play terrible. So they gotta finish the season with that NIT, just like you know, it's only fair to us. But yeah, I don't know. We struggled with Georgia's guards last time. So I kind of figured that if we play in the game and we don't have Severe and we don't have CJ, and we already were struggling against Georgia's guards, I kind of felt like they was gonna play a whole lot better. And we all knew they wasn't gonna single cover Oscar again. The first game, I have no idea why the coach singled him all game. They might have could have beat us the first game if he would have went on and had the same game plan that he had tonight. But for some reason they let us get one, and I knew it was gonna be a little different. And like I said, I feel like Kaysen had to been like he must have been having some issues with his back because he just looked, he looked like he didn't really want to be out there. He looked like he didn't really want to move around too much. He didn't really try to attack the basket for real. He wasn't even really as aggressive on defense as he normally is. Like there was one play where Georgia's guard was it was like a little transition bucket, and Georgia's guard laid the ball up with his left hand on the left side of the basket, and Kaysen kind of just slid up underneath him and kind of just gave up on that play. And I was looking at that like, normally Kaysen's going up to try to block that. Probably would have blocked it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like something going on with Kaysen, man. It's got to be something to it because I don't even know how to explain how bad he played, considering he may have had a couple of games here and there where he didn't really play great, but he ain't never really looked garbage. Like he looked garbage tonight. He didn't even have no points until probably 2 minutes left or something like that. So he looked super bad. Go Kentucky Wildcats said ready for next basketball season. Yeah, we still gonna rock out to the very end, but it's at this point I'm kind of wrapping my head around the idea that we're not gonna play in the tournament. And that's super disappointing to me because y'all know I was gassing Kentucky up so much in the summertime. Like I thought Kentucky was Final Four ready. I people was like, what's your expectations? Final Four. At the very worst, I said we going to the Elite Eight at the very worst, but we definitely got a chance to win the championship. And we went from me thinking that we gonna win the championship to next year, please. Go Kentucky Wildcats said, I'm done. I ain't mad at you. I don't blame you one bit. It's Sweat said that Tennessee game becomes even more important. It really does, though. It really does. I ain't sure we can get Tennessee again, but if we was to get Tennessee, it would look kind of weird because both of our quality wins would be against Tennessee, but we need it though. Maybe that could help sneak us back in the tournament. I ain't for sure, but maybe. Who knows? Go Kentucky said, I will not be watching the NIT. I understand completely. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it. But no, I get it though. I get it. I get it 100%. But I'm definitely gonna watch it though. JC said, like, when South Carolina beat us, they lost the next game by 40. Georgia will probably lose to LSU next by 40. Nah, you probably right though. You're probably right. The SEC been super inconsistent this year. I think the SEC is one of the best basketball conferences. It's either the first or the second best, probably. But there's been a whole lot of teams that have beaten teams they ain't supposed to beat, and they lost to teams they wasn't supposed to lose to. So it's been a whole lot of inconsistency with the league this year. In the very beginning of the season, I thought Kentucky was going to win the SEC. Then I was looking at Arkansas, and I was like, all right, Arkansas, they look pretty dominant. Then Alabama. Now Arkansas is looking good again. I don't know. Alabama's playing Auburn right now. I don't know what's happening right now. But you don't really know how it's going to shake out. I really couldn't tell you who I think going to win this tournament. Oh, well, and see, even when I was saying all that, I wasn't even mentioning Tennessee, and Tennessee's been ranked second in the nation, first in the nation, and I forgot to even mention them when I was thinking about it. So it's just been so much parity in the SEC this year that it's just been kind of hard to see, who actually is the cream of the crop in the SEC. I just know it's not Kentucky. That's one thing I do know for sure is it ain't us. But yeah, we let me see who we got next. Who we got next? Is it who is the next game? Let me see. We got Mississippi State. We got Mississippi State coming up. Can't even be sure that we gonna get that one. Slim Reap said picking the bracket would be a guess every game. Nah, it really would though. I don't really have no idea who the best team even really, like, who would you even say the best team is out there? All the teams that been looking sharp this year in the whole entire country, they all done had them moments where they done look garbage. JC said, where's the tweak? I thought we had the tweak when we went on that 4-game streak. I thought we was good. I thought I was like, all right, I'm back on board. Like, we about to start getting busy. We about to, fight our way in the tournament, and we gonna make it a struggle for somebody in the first weekend. But then we just fell apart again. So Go Kentucky said Cal's coaching is outdated and his time here is done. Yeah, I guess Purdue and Houston probably have been the most consistent. But shit, they done had the moments too though, like everybody else. So I don't know. It would be super weird to see Houston or Purdue win the championship though. Like, I guess it'd be better than like Duke or something like that though. So good to see a couple of teams that you wouldn't expect it if it ain't gonna be Kentucky. Because we know it ain't going to be us. We're going to be fighting for that NIT crown. So, Mississippi State, then Tennessee. And let's see, we still got to play Arkansas again on the road. That's definitely going to be a scary one. The only thing that's, we still got 3 home games left. So, I mean, if we can win 1 or 2 of these joints on the road, I don't think we can do it. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think we can do it. But, we got Mississippi State. If we can win that one. And then if for some reason we can get Tennessee, at home and we can win, 5 out of these next 6, maybe we can still get in. If we can beat Tennessee and Arkansas, I'm pretty sure they would have to at least, give us a low seed, especially if we like won one game or something in the SEC tournament. At least we could get a low seed, but it's going to be tough though. 6 games left, and we got to probably win at least 5 of them or it's over. Because right now we are on the outside looking in. We was last 4 in. I don't even know if we even first 4 up now, but we'll see. Martin said it's a lot of games left. See who's tough. Yeah. We still got an outside chance. Horror guy said we gotta beat Tennessee and Arkansas. If we get Tennessee and Arkansas, that'll definitely be major for us, especially if we can hold off, and win the other games. I mean, Mississippi State's on the road, but we got Auburn and Vandy at home. So let's say that we should be able to get those 2 for sure. Tennessee at home is still gonna be tough. We gotta play Florida on the road, so that'll be tough. And then Arkansas, but if we can take care of them home games, them 3 home games, and get Arkansas, hopefully, we might have a chance. We'll see. Anyways, guys, I ain't gonna hold y'all any longer. I actually I gotta start getting, I gotta put some more finishing touches on my my Super Bowl party that I'm supposed to be throwing tomorrow. So, I think my wife is out there working on some stuff right now. So I'm gonna go out there and help her and get everything together. But as always, good talking to y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through after the game. And I'm sure we'll do it again after the Mississippi State. Hopefully it'll be a victory and we'll be, celebrating to a degree. But anyways, y'all have a good weekend and y'all enjoy the Super Bowl. And I'll see y'all next time, Sports and Discourse, on the post-game stream broadcast.